From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm Victor Beattie reporting Egypt's president calls for a UN resolution for intervention in Libya. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sissi said Tuesday the UN Security Council should adopt a resolution calling for international military intervention in Libya. His comments coming in an interview with France's Europe 1 radio a day after his forces carried out airstrikes targeting the Islamic State militants in the eastern city of Darna. Those bombings were a retaliation for the militants' beheading of 21 Coptic Christians. Nasser Kamel is Egypt's ambassador to the United Kingdom.
We're saddened, shocked, but we believe that this is part of a whole phenomena we've been facing in Egypt and throughout the Arab world in the last few years. We need to pull our force together and face this threat.
The Libyan Air Force says it joined the strikes. Thousands of Liberian school children returned to classes Monday after a 6-month closure. Because of the Ebola epidemic, students washed their hands and had their temperatures taken before entering school. School principal Rosemary Gray says it's important students not miss more school than they have to, even if Ebola is not completely eradicated.
Nobody knows how far it's going to go. And if schools continue to close perpetually, our students will be being at.
Not all Liberian schools reopened Monday. Some are still closed. A Liberian education official says all schools must be open by March 2nd. Some students have been following classes on radio during the epidemic. This is VOA News. The leaders of Ukraine, Russia, and Germany reached agreement to provide European security monitors to access eastern Ukraine, where fighting has raged despite an internationally brokered ceasefire. Monday, the United States expressed grave concern over the deteriorating security situation in and around the eastern town of Debaltseve. Washington noted nearly 130 rebel ceasefire violations recorded since Sunday, along with 5 fatalities. A ceasefire agreement was announced last week by Russia, Ukraine, Germany, and France, calling for government and separatist forces to withdraw heavy weapons. Alexander Hug is deputy chief of a monitoring mission of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe.
We have reported that the areas where the ceasefire at the moment is not holding fully or comprehensively is in Donetsk city, in Debaltseve, as well as in and around Luhansk.
The German, French, and Ukrainian leaders voiced concern Monday about the ongoing fighting in Debaltseve. Danish media are reporting the gunman who attacked a free speech seminar at a cafe and a synagogue in Copenhagen was a former convict who had recently been radicalized, perhaps while in prison. Police have not released the shooter's name, but media have identified him as Omar Abdel Hamid El Hussein, who had been incarcerated for stabbing a train passenger. The separate attacks on Saturday killed 2, wounded 5. Tens of thousands of Danes gathered for vigils across the country. Matthias was one of some 30,000 in Copenhagen to honor the victims.
I think it's important for all of us to show up and to express that we are united as not just as a city, but also as a country.
Danish officials say there is no indication the gunman who carried out the deadly attacks was part of a terrorist cell. Police say they have arrested 2 men on suspicion of aiding the gunman. Chinese prosecutors Tuesday said a former top Communist Party official will face a criminal investigation over allegations he accepted bribes. Su Rong has already been expelled from the party and stripped of all government posts, the latest high-ranking official to be brought down by President Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign. Pakistani authorities say a powerful suicide bomb went off just outside police headquarters in the eastern city of Lahore Tuesday, killing at least 4, wounding others. Jamaat-ul-Ahrar, a splinter group of the Pakistani Taliban, claimed responsibility. The White House is hosting a 3-day summit beginning Tuesday on violent extremism. High-level officials from dozens of countries are expected to attend. U.S. officials say the goal is to empower communities to push back extremist terrorism. It will involve sessions highlighting domestic and international efforts to prevent extremist groups from inspiring and radicalizing individuals. I'm Victor Beattie, VOA News.
That's the latest world news from VOA.